Good morning, you beautiful, gorgeous ones. How are you all doing today? If you're new to my channel, a very warm welcome to you. My name's Joseph. It's Sunday morning, 6:35 a.m. I've been up since 5, not doing anything in particular apart from faffing around and certainly not doing anything useful anyway. Today looks like it's going to be a beautiful day and it's an ideal day for a foundation review, guys. Now, I'm going to do another blind foundation review. And when I say blind, obviously I don't mean with a blindfold on. That just wouldn't be very sensible, guys, would it? No, it wouldn't, Joseph. So when I say blind, what I mean is I'm going to try the products on without looking at the website at all. And then I'm going to tell you guys at home what my findings are, what my impressions are of these two foundations, and then we'll look at the website to see whether my findings marry up with the claims. So it's a little bit different from your bog standard YouTube tutorial or review, I suppose, but that's just me, guys. I'm different all over, different. So guys, should we make a start? These are two stick foundations by Revolution, and they are called Fast Base Stick Foundation, and I got two shades. These were $4.99, I think, or possibly $5.99. I'll put it down here once we've looked at the website. I'm just not looking at the website at all. They don't sell these in the shop in England. You have to order them online. They came probably within about 2 days. I think, yeah, I ordered them on Thursday and they arrived yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, so brilliant turnaround time and certainly very, very quick delivery, so on. Postage, I think, was something like $3.99. I never want to go for your fast next day shipping. I can't see the point really, unless I've got something which I need to have urgently, which is never really me, guys. I mean, I can always wait for stuff. So what I'm trying to say there is that basically postage was spot on. If I still keep coughing during today's tutorial, that fly still hasn't quite left my system yet, guys. Okay. Obviously beautiful ones. I had to look at the website to choose these two products from the list of, I think there was possibly around 40 or even 50 shades. Again, we can always check when we look at the website to see whether these actually my findings marry up with. But at the time of purchase, guys, I wasn't considering doing blind reviews. That's a really, really new departure for me. So, and I'm not the most observant of people in the world, so I probably wouldn't have even read the description had I bothered or deigned to read it. No, I know I didn't. In fact, I just went on there, chose the two colours, and then closed it up. So I know nothing about these. I don't know whether they're silicone-based, water-based, oil-based. I imagine that they're probably silicone-based. You know, because they're supposed to be able to glide on, blah, blah, blah. And another question you guys are probably asking is, why is this man doing so many foundation reviews and makeup reviews? Well, I'm sure some of you at home may have been watching and know already that I'm going to be doing my makeup artist training in September. That's the month I've earmarked for or the autumn anyway, or fall, as you beautiful ones say in America. And what I'm trying to do is just get myself a bit of a basic kit together. I've already got this bushel box, I suppose you could call it, and in there I've got all of this is brand new. I have reviewed some of it and other ones I haven't, and in here I've got various Revolution eyeshadow palettes. I've got brushes, I've got mascaras. Obviously I'll need a lot more before my career is up and running, but the one thing I don't have very much of, in fact I haven't got anything of, is lip products. No, I got a lip liner pencil, this one, because I was going to do a tutorial whereby how to make your eye color pop, and I was going to use this around my red eyes, but I look like a heroin addict at the end of the tutorial, so I thought that wasn't such a good idea, guys. So moving swiftly on. As a fledgling makeup artist trainee, or whatever I'm going to be calling myself, a PMU, professional makeup. I don't think that sounds a bit grandiose for me, really, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Right, so yeah, no, my rationale behind buying these two and any foundation I've been buying recently is A, they have to be affordable, and B, I'm looking for the ideal foundation which I'll be able to use on every single skin tone. So what I'm doing basically is testing out as many cheapish foundations which I like the look of and the sound of, which are quite universal in their texture and finish on the skin, so that I can then, once I found the one, if you like, I'll just buy that in loads and loads of different shades. At the moment, in the forerun or in the clear winner is definitely the Max Factor Miracle Touch, because that is fabulous. So guys, should we move on to the old review? And yeah, let's do it. So these two are they were coming in a beige, pinkish sort of salmony coloured beige stick plastic. I haven't opened these. All I've done is I've just removed the cellophane wrapping because they came shrink wrapped, and I got two because again, I'm trying to find the ideal foundation, and obviously once I've got my own colour down to pat, then I can invest in, you know, more shades for my kit. And this is F3 and F5. Now on the website, the colours that Revolution offer, they offer a very, very wide range of cool shades, neutral shades and warm shades, possibly even olive shades. Don't know, I'm not olive skinned at all, but again in the future I'll probably have to sorry, my moustache is driving me up the wall. I might start soaping my moustache or vaselining it or super gluing it even. Who knows? Skin prep today, guys. Again, zilch. I've got nothing on this old 50-year-old face of mine. In fact, I just washed it with a damp cloth. I don't even put soap on my face anymore because it, you know. So using, I mean, possibly we could try a primer, I suppose. Do you want me to do that? I suppose I could. No harm in trying, is there? But what I'll do first, I'm just going to put this over here. But what I'll do first of all, guys, is I'll just try these two on my face directly without any primer or moisturizer or anything. I've got something in my eye. And while I slap these on, guys, I'll talk to you a little bit about my skin type and so on, just so you know you're not waiting around for me to get these babies open. So without further ado, which one should we do first? The paler one or the darker one? Should we go in with the paler one first? And I don't know how I'm going to do this. Maybe one side of my face, one colour, other one t'other, and then I can always go and wash it off and we can try putting them all on. So this is colour F3, which again, I said it already, is a cool tone or pink tone. For some reason, Revolution, they talk about pink tones and cool tones, and I've always understood those to be exactly the same. So it comes in beige plastic with a gold inner screw-up part of the old foundation stick, and there's the lid with the... Yep. So no smell I can detect at the moment. Very, very faint sort of, just getting wafts of a very occasional sort of foundation smell, really. So guys, without any further ado, I'll get this little one on my face. It's 6.2 grams and oh wow, that's really pale, isn't it? I don't think that's going to work for my skin. Joseph's wasted loads of money again, and that's, no, I'll put some on my nose as well, guys, so just remove my old spectacles, spectaculars. I'm hoping this is going to be a really sheer formula, guys, but you know, I don't think it's like a pan stick or an emulsion paint or something like that. And all I'm going to do is just finger blend that one in. I have got my beauty sponge with me, which we can always try with that too, and always brush outwards and upwards, guys. He says brushing downwards and inwards. Such a hypocrite, aren't I? Right, and I think that these may oxidize. And again, I haven't seen any reviews on these online. Now that's one application, one layer on. That's gathering around the old schnufter. Right, that's probably a bit better. Like a bloody ghost. This stick foundation in colour F3 glided onto my skin, guys. It glid on. Glid on, there's no such word. It glided on and it feels incredible. It does. It feels really lovely on the skin. I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's sort of an ashy sort of what's the word, effect which is imparted on my skin. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is going to oxidize possibly in around 5 minutes. So it's now 10 to 7, so should we recheck again in about 5 minutes and see how the old oxidation is going? But certainly united my skin tone, which is what you want from a foundation. That's the whole point behind them, guys, is to just even up those hundreds of skin tones, you know, those little patches of skin tone which make up our skins. You just want to unite them just to give the illusion of having a flawless face, like supermodel. Joseph's had a rethink, guys. Sorry about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this F3 all over my face, let it oxidize, and then I'll go and wash it off, and then we can try the F5 for colour match. Sorry, fly again. Bloody fly is going to be the death of me, I'm sure. So I'll just get some more of the product onto or screw some of it up, and I'll just do the same. So as you can see, that's way, way, way too pale for my skin, isn't it? And I'm going in quite heavy-handed with the old Revolution stick base, or whatever it's called. And I'll just finger blend that in. And by all means, guys, we can try with the Beauty Blender or Superdrug equivalent of. And I should just say that my skin is combination to occasionally oily. It used to be really oily, guys, and I used to have bad spots when I was a teenager, but thankfully that period in my life is now over. Right. Now, do I look like Casper the Ghost, or do I look like Casper the Ghost? Let's just have a little look. Way too pale. Right, guys, so that's one layer of the old Revolution base. What's it called? Oh, I don't know, the bloody label. Can't find the label now. It's called Fast Base Stick Foundation in colour F3 and F5. So that's one layer of him on. And what do we think? I'm not so sure. I think it looks really chalky and little bit obvious, actually. Again, I don't know what coverage foundation. It might be sheer. It might supposed to be sheer. It looks pretty full on to me at the moment. It has gathered in my old stosh and around my eyebrows, but again, eyebrows are slap bang in the middle. You know, I mean, if you want to just not have white makeup-y eyebrows, just avoid them. What I would have to do is go in with my old mascara wand and see to them afterwards. But I don't know. I just think this colour's way, way, way too pale for me. So what I'll do is I'll do the oxidation test. So I'll be back, now it's 5 to 7, timed marching by, guys. It does though, doesn't it? Time just seems to march on. So at about, probably, as I say, it's now 5 to 7. Shall I come back in about 10, 15 minutes and see how this baby's wearing? And in the meantime, I'll take some photos here. I'll put them here of me now and in 10, 15 minutes time. I shouldn't think that if it's going to oxidize, it will oxidize any more than after 10, 15 minutes, guys. Who knows? Right, I'll go and do that, and I'll see you in about 10, 15 minutes, guys. Right, guys, so it's coming up to 7:30, and I put this on around 10 to 7, didn't I? So it's been on for about 40 minutes. Plenty of time to oxidize, but I don't think it's oxidized very much at all. I was hoping it would just, you know, transform into a little few shades darker, but it's certainly made my skin look like a mannequin, but I'm only joking, guys. It is a lovely formula. So I just go and get these ones. And this is F3 in the old base stick by Revolution. What's it called? Yeah, Fast Base Stick Foundation. The texture it glided on the skin really, really well, bearing in mind I don't have any primer on or any skincare, anything like that. If you're going to try these stick foundations, then, you know, do what you would normally do. As a rule, I don't wear primers. Obviously, I wear moisturizer, mainly at bed during the day when I'm filming for YouTube or tutorials, so on. I don't really have anything on my skin because I want you beautiful ones at home to see how the product looks on bare skin. And when I say bare, I mean bare. So let me just go and get my mirror, my little portable hand mirror here. It's certainly grabbed. It's grabbed around here, around here, around here. And my nose, it's already breaking down on my nose. I don't know whether you can see that. And it hasn't covered. No, nah. Can you see there? It's grabbed onto my texture. Again, you know, perhaps I should have primed my skin, but I'm personally speaking, beautiful ones. I mean, I think 40 minutes is plenty of time for this to have oxidized, but no, I'm not very happy about that. It's gathered everywhere, and it's a pretty thick sort of, you know, it's pooled into my pores. I'll go and wash it off, and should we try the F5 shade, the one that looks really, really beige and is supposed to be cool, but who knows? Fingers crossed, eh? See you in a minute. Right, guys, back from the bathroom, freshly washed face, squeaky clean. So should we go in with the F5 now? And as you all know, this is a blind review, so I'm probably putting this all on wrongly, but we'll find out how to do it. And then if I am doing it wrongly, should we do it the right way to see, you know, what the website says? I mean, I'm just doing this off the off on the hoof or whatever the word is. So this is the this is called F5, and this is the next shade down in cool or pink tones. Again, I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out afterwards, no doubt. So what I'll do is I'll just do a swatch. Ah, that looks a bit more promising. Can you see how yellow it looks though? I think that looks really bloody yellow. Oh well. So again, guys, I'll do my entire face with one layer of this stick foundation in F5. So I think that colour looks, it's pulling towards yellow quite considerably. It may oxidize to be quite a rosy sort of pink, which is the colour I need. Right, just put him down. There's quite a lot of product in there though. I mean, for $5.99, you know, and if any of you beautiful ones at home are going to watch my CC cream review, that is amazing. My goodness, what a beautiful product. And for £10, that is, it's a miracle actually. I was stunned. I haven't released that video yet, and there is a good reason for it, which I won't tell you about now, beautiful ones, if that's okay with you. This is making me look like American Tan. Not very pleased with this at all. Oh dear God, I look like a baked bean. Put my glasses on so I can inspect. What do you think? It's far too yellow for my skin. And can you see now why it's so important you get your colour match spot on, guys? I mean, even if you get it out very, very slightly, it will look obvious and fake and unnatural. So that's why colour match is so important, guys. It's essential. So it's already starting to oxidize slightly though, but it's pulling towards yellow. I don't like it. I don't like yellow. We could try mixing them up, couldn't we? Maybe put a stripe of the F3 and then a stripe of the F5, so on, and do my whole face. Why not? Let's try that. And we'll even try with the primer as well to see if that eliminates the old pooling or gathering issue. But, oh, Joseph, nostrils are clear, that's good. Can't stand people with bogies up their nose. Do you know what I mean? Bogies are foul, aren't they? Right, let's have a good old look at this. I'll get my hand mirror. Again, the colour's just way off, guys. It just looks ridiculous. I'd never be able to get away with this, not in a million years. No. So that's another £6.99 wasted. Oh well. Doing it for you guys though, more than anything. And who knows, I may even have a client when I'm working as a PMU or professional makeup artist. I'll probably have clients who this colour matches, you know, with bright orange skin. So, you know, if there's anyone out there with bright orange skin, this is the foundation for you. It is a shame though, guys, because it is a really, really nice foundation or makeup item, if you like. But I mean, it looks okay now because I've got my studio light here and the natural light here. But in daylight, it just looks ridiculous. So what I'll do is I'll go and take a few photos and put them here, and I'll do again from above and from, you know. Right, I'll go and do that now, guys. Right, guys, just coming up to 8 AM, and this has been on since 7:30, so, you know, a good half an hour. Plenty of time for it to have oxidized. Can't get my words out today, but see the tide line? It's just totally the wrong color, and it's quite a heavy formula as well. It's quite mask like. Here are some photos, guys. Now this one here, that's me looking straight on in natural daylight. What do you think? I don't think you can tell that the color looks really way off here. Here's one from my left hand side, so that'll be your right. Here's one from the left. Can you see what I mean about it looking a bit mask-like? Here's one from above. Looking down, I should have said. And here's one from my chin looking up. Obviously, guys, I mean, Revolution it's a budget brand, isn't it? But I haven't made up my mind about this formulation yet. And of course, we haven't even read the website. But as I said, the color match is way off. Now in flash photography, here's a photo of this using my flash. And it doesn't give any flashback, and there's no titanium dioxide or anything in the formula that would cause, you know, not that I'm aware of. I haven't read the ingredients, but I doubt it, because titanium dioxide is a sunscreen. Although it is could have titanium dioxide, because they do actually use them in foundations to impart the opacity to the formula. What I'll do now is I'll go and wash this lot off, another layer off of maquillage off my old chops, and then when I come back, we'll try blending these two, because that may be the way forward. You just don't know, do you? Until we try, we won't know. Right guys, back again for the 1000th time today from the bathroom. Face freshly washed, soap, water, cloth, all remnants of maquillage removed from the old clock. So now then, should we try both of these together to see if we can make this a little bit more pink, make this a little bit more dark? Who knows, they may blend very well together and we may be onto a winner here, but for some reason I doubt it. So I think I might go in with the dark one first. So let's go in with F5 first, shall we? So again, just remove the lid, push it up, and no, I'll start on this side. So one line there, one line there, one there, one down my schnufter, little dot there, little dot there. Same on this side, one there, and one there, wasn't it? And what I'll do is I'll fill in the rest with the old ultra pale F3 and look like a ghost. So this is F3 upside down, Joseph. I can't see a thing without my, you know that, guys. I'm pretty visually impaired without my glasses. So again, I'm trying to just find the areas that I didn't apply F5 to. And a little bit on the old schnufter. Oh, I didn't put any of the old F. I have to put a little bit of F5 back on my old nose, on my sundial, whatever you people call it. That should do. Right, and if this doesn't work, guys, then who knows? Should we try it with primer soon, and maybe different ways of applying, just to see if we can get rid of that nasty pooling effect? But for this time, I'm just going to blend my old foundation with my fingers. That's still looking a bit yellow to me, guys. But we shall see. The proof will be in the testing. Is in the testing, I should say. I can't believe that Revolution call F5 cool toned. It is so warm, it's ridiculous. And I've got the IRL filter foundation in the same colour. No, I think I've got it in F4 actually. What they Revolution do is not all of their foundation categories match up. So say like you've got F4 in one shade, it's not necessarily exactly the same F4 in a different product or a different formulation. Colour match, we're getting there, aren't we, guys? It's not quite so stark in your face, ghost-like, or Casper-like, and at the same time, it's not so baked bean or tangerine looking as old F5. But let me have a look in my old hand mirror. Ah, right, there's a line. No, it still just looks, it's very, very obvious, guys. That's going to have to be one. I think it's going to have to be one just for the old makeup kit. But in bright studio lights, it just looks amazing, doesn't it? I mean, look at that there. And it's just united all my skin tone, but in daylight, it looks really obvious, guys. And I'm not lying, you know, I wouldn't lie to you, beautiful ones. By the way, this video is unsponsored. Don't know what to make of it, really. Well, again, let's let it oxidize and sit on my skin for half an hour. Probably around midnight tonight. It's 8 AM now. Midnight tonight. I'm only joking, guys. It's my sense of humor again. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. No, I think these two are going to have to be just for the old makeup kit. They're certainly not a candidate for the ultimate foundation, which I'm going to be using on all of my clients, and that will be the Miracle Touch. I think that's where it's heading to at the moment anyway. But we're back in about half an hour, guys, so should we say 8:30? It's now 5 to 8. Let's do that, shall we? See you in half an hour. Right, guys, it's been just over an hour now since I applied the old the F3 and the F4 together, and I'm not very pleased with these foundations at all. They just look so obvious on the old chops. It feels quite greasy as well. I mean, as I said, I don't know what the formulation is. It might even be an oil-based. I doubt it, though. But and it just looks so obvious. It's still gathered, and there are stripes on my, I look like a tiger half the time. There are stripes down here. I know you can't see them in the studio light, but I suppose the tide line is, no, it's just so obvious, guys. So what I'll go and do is I'll go and wash my face for the 8th time, no, for the 3rd or 4th time today. And when I get back, we will, do you want to look at the website now, or should we'll play around with the foundation a little bit more. Should we try it on with primer, beauty sponge, so on and so forth? Let's do that. See you in a minute. So guys, back from bathroom, face washed, you know the score. So out of these two, the F5 and the F3, I think that F5 definitely too orange, F3 a little bit too pale, and when it oxidized it still didn't look, it was still a little bit too light for my skin tone. We tried blending them together, that didn't work, guys. So what I'll do is I'm going to focus all my attentions on F3, because this one just made me look like a can of Kango. a can of Tango is what I'm trying to say. So just pop him over there. So now then, guys, should we, because this could be a bloody good foundation, but apart from the old pooling around my my texture, so should we try the base perfecting thing from Sheer Cover. This is the only primer I own, guys, and this was gifted to me. My mum gave me a set with mineral powder foundations, and this was in there, and there was lip balms and a pot of gold and dye. No, that wasn't. I wish there bloody was. Good. So what I'll do is I'll just load some onto my finger. That should be load. Oh no, a little bit more, eh? And again, this is a silicone based primer, and I'll tell you why I don't like primers in a minute, guys. So I'll just gather a little bit off my old thumb and apply. Now this primer, it does slip onto your skin really nicely. I have to use a little bit more, unfortunately. And I have no idea how much this cost, by the way, guys, because as I said, it was gifted. Put the lid on, either that will go everywhere if I don't. Right, so let's get a little bit more on that finger. A little bit on the old schnufter. And then just finger blend it in. And this hopefully should just make a difference. And the reason I don't like primers, guys, is that I don't think they're necessary. I've never felt the need for a primer in my life. You know, if you use a primer at home, let me know in the comments. Let me know which one you use. And more importantly, why you use your primers. I can't see that, you know, adding an extra product into your makeup arsenal can really make that much difference, and so I don't have much faith in them, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. But they are very, very popular though, guys, aren't they? And loads of people use primers, so there is a need for them, I guess. And primers to me are just an unnecessary expense, guys. I mean, beauty companies, if you're watching or you're thinking about it, please make a primer which is, you know, it's built into your foundation, so you don't actually have to go out there and buy 2 separate products. And primers can be really expensive, guys. Estee Lauder sell them for like £20. That's probably around $30 US. Again, Joseph's not a currency expert, but right, should we go in with the old F3? And I thought what this time I might do is do finger blend on one side and then beauty damp or wet beauty sponge on t'other. So let's fingers crossed this time. So this is this is F3 again. Yep. F3, and out of the two, this was my preferred one, although it's still way off and made me look like a ghost. But and maybe I used a little bit too much before. Again, I don't know, because we haven't looked at the old. I'll put some on this side as well, shall I? Seeing as, sorry, it broke off that little bit there. That's another reason stick foundations aren't that good, because they just break off quite easily, guys. Put the lid on him. And what I'll do is I'll just, as I said, I'll finger blend this side in, and hopefully my what's the word I'm looking for? My dislike of primers will be put to bed, and I may be a convert after this. Then again, on the other hand, it might not bloody work, in which case I'll just stick to my old routine of not putting any primer on. Let's have a look at that side and see how that's doing so far. And another reason I don't like primers, guys, is the fact that they dry to a very powdery No, it hasn't worked. It hasn't made a blind bit of difference, guys. Primers, they dry to a very powdery, most of them, but especially the silicone ones will dry down to a very powdery, flat sort of look. And then you go and put more foundation on top of that flat look. And most foundations are quite flat as well. Think they're just one colour, aren't they? And it just ends up in a flat mess. A flat mess, guys. Right. Got my jug here with the water in it. Just squeeze it out. Just got a glimpse of myself in the camera and I look ridiculous with this. Right, okay, so what I'll do is I'll go in with the old rounded end and I might bounce or I might pounce. Not too sure what I'm going to do today, guys. How are you all anyway? Hope you're all well. I found out the other day I'm going on holiday in July. I was supposed to be going to the Isle of Man, which is a beautiful country, guys. It's a country in its own right, has its own government. It's off the coast of Western England in the Irish Sea, and it's such a unique place, but I'm digressing. My mum and dad asked me if I wanted to go to Naples with them, so that's going to be in July. Of course, I said yes. So that'll be a couple of months before I start my makeup training. What am I doing here? I'm taking most of the bloody stuff off, aren't I? I'm supposed to be bouncing, not dragging. He says dragging it across his face. All right, let's have a little look at that. That hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, has made a big, big difference. Yeah. Can you tell? Oh, sugar. Can you tell there's foundation on that side? I can't really tell. I can't give an objective opinion because that side to me looks really flat and heavy. And all we did on that side, as you saw, was the primer. And yeah, and on this side, I bounced in with the old beauty sponge, and I applied exactly the same on both sides, though, guys. But again, it's water. Water is amazing to just change the composition or the look and feel of foundation, especially silicone-based ones, guys. But and in natural daylight, that looks undetectable on my skin. There's a little bit of gathering just there. And I think as a final test, what I might do, guys, is just go and wash all this off again. And I might have a face left at the end of the day. Then again, I might not. Who knows? But yeah, no, I'll go and wash this off and then we'll go in with the old F3 damp beauty sponge. And this time I won't use primer. Now that side looks too obvious for me, but that side. Now we're getting there, guys, aren't we? We're getting to where Joseph wants to be, which is the old undetectable. You know what my philosophy is about men wearing makeup, guys. I don't like men wearing makeup at all. I just think it looks horrible. And there are ways that you can, trick people into thinking you've got perfect skin using a few products, but they don't have to tell you you've got them on your face. Do you know what I mean? I'll go and do that now, and then I'll come back and we'll try F3 with a damp beauty sponge, and then we'll look at the website, shall we? See you in a minute. Right, guys, let's go in with F3 and try it with a damp beauty sponge, shall we? So again, I've got my jug here and it's floating in there. And this time I'm going to put it in exactly the same places. You see that? It's all, I don't like that when that happens. It bothers me. It bothers my sensibilities. Sense and sensibilities, Joseph. No, that's a Jane Austen novel, Joseph. Right, okay, so a line there. 2 on the old cheeks. And one down the old schnufter. Right. And we established, didn't we, guys, that, using a damp beauty sponge before with the primer made my skin look much, much more natural because, again, we're using water. So this time, you see that soaking wet now, guys. Can you see that? Right. Just trying to prove to you that I'm not trying to cheat anyone here. Not that I would anyway, but so we'll start by bouncing the old stick foundation into the old choppies, and I'm not dragging it this time. I mean, before I was guilty of dragging the old stick foundation across the contours of my face, which possibly led to the it gathering and pulling into my pores. And texture is the word you're looking for. Yeah, texture, thank you. I was saying, wasn't I, sorry, about Naples. and we're going to go. Mum and I think they've already booked the old Airbnb. We're staying in a quite a nice apartment, and I'm desperate to go and see. Is it Mount Vesuvius? It is, isn't it? In Napoli, you know, and Pompeii and all of that. Well, you've got those petrified corpses of those poor people that were smothered under all of that volcanic ash thousands of years ago. The Romans, weren't they? Get them into the old beard area. And obviously you can adjust the amount of foundation you've put onto. I'm going to put this over here. Put onto your face. I've put on quite. Can you see my skin's glowing now? Can you see that? You see the reflection here, and on my schnufter and on my forehead. Obviously, the colour is still way too pale. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will oxidize down into a more fitting shade. But that shine there is because we've added the water, and water, as I said, just transforms makeup for me. Let's have a look. The whistle will be the whistle test. Not bad now. Not bad now. We've done that with the old water, but guys, it's gathered in my nostrils. Sorry, on the pores on my nose. But certainly, if you want, and it's got quite a heavy sort of moisture. It's almost like a greasy sort of feel, which makes me inclined to think there could be some oils in this formula. Again, we'll find out. And should we do that now, guys? Just have a look at the old website. Let's do that, shall we? So beautiful ones. Here's the old Revolution website, which we established during my CC Cream tutorial or review, that it is an Irish company. So again, homegrown. Big thumbs up there. That's probably why the postage and packaging was so reasonable. Now, this is the shades. This is the shades to skin tone or skin color matching, and here they've categorized them. So you've got fairest, fair, light, so on and so forth. However, F3 and F5 don't appear in this chart, and don't ask me why that is, guys. Haven't got. Skin looks quite good now, doesn't it? A bit ghosty, a bit Phantom of the Opera, but the Phantom of the... No, Joseph, no singing. I've been warbling away all bloody morning to myself. So there are, how many shades are there? 18 shades by the looks of it. I thought it said there were 50. I'm sure I just saw 50 somewhere. But, and we've got that one there and that one there. So we've got F3 and F5. Sorry guys, this is the title. It's called the Fast Base Stick Foundation, and it was £5.99 per stick. So I'm sure I paid a little bit less than that for it though. I don't understand what's going on. Does anyone? Can you let me know? Right, the details. Product code, Fast Base Stick Foundation. Foundation just got faster. Launching in 18 shades and a range of undertones. True. Fast Base Foundation quickly perfects, contours and highlights your complexion. Makes you look like a mask or a wax figure, but Madame Tussauds is calling. The easy to apply stick formula melts into skin, blending seamlessly to leave a fresh and dewy finish. Yeah, it takes a lot of work though, doesn't it? So, and then you've got the skin tones, and as I said, ours was F3, which is there, and that says for fair skin tones with pink undertones, and we also had F5 again for light skin tones with pink undertones, and that one's there, guys. So let's just see whether we yeah, there's loads of colors. Oh, there's no, oh no, here we go. Oh no, there's no application guides. That's very strange. Please note, different formulas can take colour differently. Formulations can take colour differently. However, we have matched all of our foundation and concealers as closely as possible. That was what I was talking about earlier about, you know, colours not translating from formula to formula. So say you've got colour beige in a stick foundation by the same company, the liquid, and that say the liquid's called beige 2, the colours might not be exactly the same. In fact, they sometimes and occasionally, very often, in fact, they're totally different. So there's nothing about how to apply though. Oh yeah, here we go. Joseph, what are you doing? Twist up, swipe on and blend out with fingers. A beauty sponge or your favourite foundation brush, and that's there, guys. So that's it really from the old website. Sorry guys, slap me on the back of the hand. I nearly forgot the ingredients, one of the most important parts. Now then, it's not a silicone-based formula. It is, in fact, a wax-based formula. And a lot of these sticks can be wax-based because, you know, the wax gives the shape of the stick itself. And the first ingredient is ethyl hexyl palmitate, which is a relative of palmitic acid, but you don't need to know that. And then there are 2 waxes I can see, and they've got synthetic wax there, and also Cera microcrystallina, which is Latin for microcrystalline wax, basically. So we've got 2 waxes in there. This isn't a silicone-based formula. Had I known that before, that's why it didn't work with the silicone primer, and that's why it's gathering in all my my texture and my imperfections, which I've got a lot of. Fair enough. That makes so much more sense, though, guys. You know, now that, because I was really surprised. I've been so impressed by the old CC skin tin, or chem as we called it, during that tutorial, which I'll release either Monday or Tuesday. And they said that there is a reason for that, but I'll tell you beautiful ones later on. It's quite a personal reason, actually. But no, that does make a lot of sense, and that's why because when it comes to using a primer and a foundation together, this is another reason I don't like primers. Say you've got a water-based water-based foundation, and you've got a silicone-based primer. It's like it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a magnet, basically, trying to put 2 magnets together. They repel each other. So and also because the silicones are waterproof, and then you're putting something which is water or oil based on top, it's going to gather and it just won't look natural. So when it comes to choosing your primers, guys, try to establish whether they're silicone based, oil based, or water based. Easier said than done, I know. I mean, obviously I've been in skincare for quite a long time, and I can tell immediately which one's which. However, when it comes to choosing primers, look for words like silica, methicone, dimethicone, cyclomethicone, or versions of that or thereabouts. Again, oil, mineral oil, olive oil, so on and so. And if it's just water, then it should have le or EAU or L apostrophe EAU, which is French for water. Waffling again. Right, guys. So, guys, it's been half an hour since my last check-in, and the foundation hasn't oxidized very much at all. So if you want a color true foundation, this is your kid or your baby, if you like. Yeah, it's it's been on for half an hour. So I don't really know what. No, I don't like it, to be honest with you guys. It's a bit of a fail from me. I'd say that on color match, it's possibly a 5 or 6 out of 10, because the F5 was way too orange and the F3 was way too pale. Had they had something in between and a little bit pulling a little bit more towards the pink, that could have been a win-win. Formulation wise, again, a 5 or 6, possibly even a 4 out of 10, because it feels very heavy on the skin, very mask-like. And if you're going to put that on top of moisturizers, so on, for my oily skin or my combination, or even normal skin, I suppose dry skin could benefit quite well from these two. However, but price, again, £6 for something which is going to make you look like an orange isn't, in my opinion, very well spent. However, we have managed to get the most out of our foundation by applying the the beauty, or blending it in with a soaking wet beauty blender, and because it is wax based, and obviously wax repels oil, same as silicone, and wax repels water. Same as silicone, and so on and so forth. So the theory applies there is the same as it does to a silicone-based foundation, that we're shearing out and changing its composition. So it's just basically the color match now that I have issues with. But as a contender for the makeup kit, and me going out and purchasing all 18 shades, it's not going to happen, guys. No, it's a bit of a fail for me. It's nowhere near as brilliant as the old Miracle Touch by Max Factor. This is an amazing foundation. Susie over at Light Fragments Oracle has reviewed this. I think, yeah, she got the wrong color first of all, and then eventually she did find the right color. Max Factor, I don't think is available in America, is it? I'm not too sure. Again, let me know in the comments, please. Conversely, though, guys, I mean, I've got to be fair to Revolution, that their skincare, their makeup is phenomenal. It's absolutely top notch. You know, the old, where's my CC cream? Here it is. This stuff is bloody brilliant. It is a miracle. Well, you've heard me go on about that. Well, if you do, then when I watch my CC tint or chem review, if you like, and you'll see me just waffling on and on and on about how brilliant that stuff. I couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked. But you know, for these two, if you're after a full cover foundation, which can look quite obvious, and some people do, not everybody has the same requirements that I do. I mean, obviously I want to walk down the street and have someone walk past me and think, wow, that chap's got really, really good skin, as opposed to walking past them and thinking that man's got so much makeup on that it stands out a mile. And so, of course, it is very much personal preference. I mean, we're all very different. I mean, I believe personally that makeup should enhance what we've got. Shouldn't necessarily be particularly obvious unless it is editorial or makeup for magazines, TV, so on and so forth. But that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, do consider subscribing so that and hit the notification button to all, so that you receive notifications when I'm releasing new videos, which I've said before is pretty regularly at the moment. And all that remains for me is to wish you beautiful ones a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all very, very soon, guys. Lots of love. Take care. See you. Bye.